In last week's post, I attempted to show that music at any time is a reflection of the world in which it was made. And I hope you enjoyed those posts and the music that I was recommending to listen to. I thought it was pretty fun stuff. And this principle about music reflecting its world, it holds true to any time period in history. In fact, music is a phenomenon that we find in literally every culture of the world at any period of time of history. This week, I want to, and for several weeks to come, I want to focus on some composers, individual composers, who really changed the world with their music. And if it weren't for these composers, everything would be different. And so the first composer I want to look at is Johann Sebastian Bach. He lived in Germany from 1685 to 1750, and he is definitely one of the most influential composers of all time. There's lots of reasons. One, he wrote a lot of really good music. You write a lot of good music, you're going to get noticed. Also, he perfected the so-called rules of classical music, and we still study them like 300 years later, and they're still kind of the standard way that we are supposed to make music. Although we do break the rules sometimes too, but we have to know the rules before we can break them. His works are accessible to musicians after just a few years of study, especially like pianists. And yet at the same time, like skilled musicians, people who are professionals, they still grow when they play his music. That's like the benefit of Bach's music. So another composer, he's from the 1800s, Robert Schumann, he said, "We are all bunglers next to Bach." And just kind of saying that we all are in the shadow of him, and that's why he was so important. So to start this week off, I want to add to the playlist Brandenburg Concerto No. 2. The first movement is one of the most recognizable pieces of music from the early 1700s. One thing to take note of when you're listening to this is the high-pitched Piccolo Trumpet, and that's the instrument we use in modern orchestras. Back in Bach's day, he wrote it for an instrument called the clarino, which was a trumpet-like instrument, but it didn't have any valves like our modern trumpets do to help it change notes. Also, this would be fun to tell your kids this. On a side note, Johann Sebastian Bach, he had 20 children. Several of them became accomplished musicians too. So enjoy Brandenburg Concerto No. 2, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you later.